Huh. Um, Sorry about that. Right. Uh, I kind of just lost a bet to myself just now. I actually I just before the show I realized that I'd forgotten to queue up a song for the very beginning of the show because I usually do the intro and then I'll have a song and get ready and then talk to you guys, and I forgot. Well, I don't have a song for the beginning of the thing, and the whole rest of it's set up, and it'll screw the whole bastard up if I redo it. So I thought, okay, let's see if I can start the show out with no music and make it not awkward. I failed. I had one job and I failed that, so I apologize. But you know what? Welcome to the Beercast. You're here. I'm here. I'm certainly hoping. I'm going to look at the chat. I hope. Okay, yeah. Apparently, everything's good because nobody's saying we can't hear you or anything like that. So, yeah. So we're good. It's Thursday. I hear some of you guys out there have had a bad week. We're going to try and help fix that. You have one more day. Well, if you're in a typical work week situation, you have one more day to go through, and then you have the weekend all to yourself, and it's almost over. You get to relax, you get to rest, you get to have fun, and you get to do whatever you want to do. I had a small revelation. I don't get off on watching myself on video. I usually do videos and I make sure that they're, it's like, okay, this is decently produced, and so I'll put it out there, and I don't watch it again. I don't like to watch myself, and but I did watch the last Beercast parts of it, and I realized that by the end of the show, I was more drunk than I wanted to be. I had that special kind of drunk where everything is in slow motion. Why is the world going by so fast? I don't understand it. And I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that I was kind of, I seemed kind of brain numb. So, made a rule for myself. From now on, before the Beercast, no more pre-drinking, no more pre-preparation, no more because I have a couple of other beers or something like that before the show, and then that last beer during the show just kind of sends me over the edge. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I want to be concise. I want to stay, I want to be here for you guys and not floating around somewhere in the ethereal. So, alcohol is the key to time travel, says Zinc. It's possible. People, if you drink a lot of booze and you're going in slow motion, people may be aging faster than you. I don't know. It's a very possible thing. There was that. I want to just welcome you guys to the show. Welcome to my home. This is my home. This is the studio that is in my home. I switched angles last week, and I had it coming from over here. I didn't like that. I like it when you can see, there's the wires and the equipment dangling back there and part of the curtain. And something about that I like because it kind of sets up what the Beercast is sort of about. It's that, you can see the exposed wiring, you can see all the mess and what's behind the scenes. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this Beercast at all. I mean, in the first place, because it's a Beercast. It's kind of a show that's a little bit frightening for me. It's one of the more frightening shows that I do because it's designed to be a thing where I kind of let my guard down. Every time I step on stage or I get in front of the camera somewhere, I always have something to say. I have something planned, usually from some character or another. Usually it's a ranting griffin. But in this show, I don't. And I think I want to get used to that. I want this to be the exposed wiring, that I never show, so that we can hang out. because I feel that there's a distance often between a lot of the people. I've had a lot of, I don't think I deserve them, but I've had fans, a lot of fans over the years, and I feel that since they're fans of a character, how do I deal with that? You know, do I be the character in front of the fans so they can relate to it, or what do I do? Do I drop it? So I feel that there's been this barrier that's been the character between me and the people that want to talk with me and want to just hang out. And so this is kind of my solution to that. It's kind of like the way that I can just hang out with you guys and just chill out for a Thursday evening for a little while. Hopefully talk about some things and make things better. I had a thought. I want to bring this thought to your attention. When I was a kid, you ever heard that song, My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean, right? My Bonnie lies over the sea. My Bonnie lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my Bonnie to me. You know that song, right? Kind of a romantic sort of tune. You know, it's a little kid song. When I was a child, that song creeped me out. It really freaked me out. I learned it when I was probably 4 or 5 in school, right? Like that's what they do in kindergarten. They start by giving you crayons and teaching you songs and how to tie your shoes and shit like that, right? So I'm this song gets taught to me, and this is when I'm 4 or 5 years old. I don't know every word in the universe, and the song actually creeped me out. And the reason why it creeped me out is because I thought that I didn't know that they were saying the word Bonnie. I didn't know what Bonnie was. I didn't know Bonnie was a name. I thought they were saying body. My body lies over the ocean. Please bring back my body to me. And I was imagining in my little 5-year-old head some disembodied head floating on the ocean, singing about how it wants its body back. And that creeped me the fuck out. I didn't like that song. That creeped me out. I mean, years later, of course, I learned, what the song actually, okay, I get it now. But that was a creepy thing. And I've been thinking about that lately. I've been thinking about how just a subtle change in something can make such a big difference in the way you perceive it, Earlier in the chat before the show, we were talking, Sora was talking actually about, we were talking about butterflies. And this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about because, what other things can have a small change but make a big difference? And if you imagine a butterfly, everybody loves butterflies. Nobody hates butterflies. Well, okay, I'm sure that there's someone sitting out there somewhere like, I hate butterflies. I hate them. They kill all the butterflies. There has to be someone out there doing that, but it's not going to be many people. Most people love butterflies. They find them charming. They're pretty. You see them floating through the air and wondering how they even get to where they're going because the way they have to kind of flap to just sort of blow with the wind, poor things. And it's like, well, I guess they know what they're doing. And when a butterfly lands on a person, have you ever seen the look on a face when a butterfly lands on someone? It goes poop, and it sits there, and their wings do it does this. And people are absolutely charmed. Oh, my God, look at the butter. He likes me. He's my friend. It's so cute. Now, for just a moment, mentally remove, don't do it physically. Don't do this physically. Mentally remove that butterfly's wings and just look at the bug. Now, is that something you'd want crawling on you? Because I wouldn't. I mean, it's got this little curly thing and it's a big black bug that goes. Blah, 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 blah. I would not want that. You take the wings off of a butterfly, and suddenly it's a different, it's entirely different experience when it lands on you, or when it's on you. You don't want that on. Ooh, what? Oh no! But when you give it these wings, suddenly it's kind of a magical little thing, going on there. And that's another example of little change, a tiny little change that that can happen that will make you perceive things in a completely different way. And the way you perceive things, just it really can change your outlook on your entire life. And I'm wondering, is it possible to add butterfly wings to things? You know what I mean? Like, metaphorically, proverbially. Can you add butterfly wings to, say, your car tire goes flat and you have to pull over to the side of the road and you have to walk to the nearest phone, which may be a mile away? Yeah, that sucks. Can you put butterfly wings on that? Is there a way to take that and say, hey, this is a walk. This is a walk through a part of town that I've never seen before. This is a new experience. I'm getting some exercise. I'm taking a walk. Because I guarantee you, there are a million bad things and a million good things that happen to you every single day. And it really depends on which ones you focus on. If you can take the bad things and you can find the good in them, you can find the charm in the things that happen to you every day, that other people, even yourself, may have previously considered bad, then it's almost completely possible to have nearly a totally positive life. And that was just my thought for now. It's like, let's try. Why don't we try to take things that annoy us or that frustrate us or that we don't like and put some butterfly wings on it, Imagine some butterfly wings on it so it turns from this, oh, what the hell, to this, oh, that's really cool. I think we have the capability of doing that. I try to do it all the time. And for those of you guys out there who may have had a rough week or sometimes have rough times, that may be a fun thing to try and do, is just to help you, maybe have a little bit more positivity in your life. And somebody over here, oh wait, where was it? I saw it. Somebody, and I can't find it again. It's in the chat. It's right here. Oh yeah, there it is. R. Cherry says, Hitler had a cute smile. There you go. Actually, I don't want to make it sound like I'm some kind of crazy Nazi or anything, because obviously the deaths of millions of people is not good. But when you look at it, in a certain way, Hitler did a lot of good things. I mean, Germany was pretty much a third world country, beaten by World War I, people dying in the streets, no food, until Hitler came into power. He turned it from pretty much a slop heap into this world power with plenty of money and plenty of food to go around and plenty. He advanced. If you think about this, because of Hitler and the Nazis, they added 5 more modes of transportation to this earth that we didn't previously have. Jet engines, rockets. There wouldn't have been men on the moon without the Nazis. Submarines. There's a couple others I'm trying to think of right now. I thought about this earlier. Now, I'm not saying, of course, that Nazis are good. I'm just saying that there's good and bad about everything. And you can find good in almost everything you look at, including the Nazis, if you want to. Not to say that I, in general, think the Nazis were a good thing, but I'm very thankful for some of the things that they left behind, because, some of them were pretty cool. So, there's that. I'm Two Butter. Someone needs to give Two a black leather uniform, says Tyro. I would totally wear that. I would wear a black leather uniform. I would Oh, hot. Damn. Oh. Anyway, I've got more thoughts for you coming up. We're going to talk about hate here in a minute, where it comes from, and exactly how to spank it out of your life. But before we do that, we're going to take a break. Some of you guys send in pictures of the eclipse. Some of you guys send in pictures of other things other than the eclipse. This is groovy. I'm going to use those during the breaks from now on, so you don't get to see my ugly mug running around here and shuffling papers and doing crap like that. So, thing one, we don't have too many pictures yet. So you're going to see these repeat probably over the course of the show during the breaks. And the reason why, my plan is to take all these pictures and the new pictures that you guys send in every week. Hopefully you guys will send in pictures every week and put them all into a folder, and we'll mix and match them depending on what the theme is of the show or what time of year it is every week, until finally we have this big, variety of pictures to show every week, including all the new ones you guys send in. I would recommend to take a picture of just anything you care about. Or, I just looked outside the other day. The leaves in my yard are turning yellow. They're falling on the ground. It's time. Fall time is happening. Go out and take some pictures of something fall. Something that makes you feel autumny, if that's a word, autumny. And send it into the Beercast. To beercast@gmail.com, of course. And we'll put it on the show, and we'll add it to the collection. And eventually we'll have just a bunch of pictures that you guys have taken, and we can share them with each other, You're sharing them with me, and I'm sharing them with you, and we can contemplate over them, and it'll be really cool. Second thing, I always go, I put little names on the pictures so that people will know who took them. But I always go by the way the person who sends them signs their email. Now, if you didn't sign your email, or you signed it with a name you didn't want, and the name on the picture is wrong, I do apologize for that. But if you didn't sign it, then I just put nothing or anonymous on it. So if you want your name on the picture that you send in, make sure to sign the name that you want on the picture, and that's what'll go in there. And I'm going to take off for just a couple of minutes, and I will be back with another thought for you to think, to thunk, and I will see you guys in just a couple of minutes. So, we're back. We had a little montage of pictures there while I was shuffling the papers and looking around, and I hope that's okay. Hope it's not too bad. I think that's a cool thing to do for the breaks while I'm off and looking at the next thing there, is just to show a few pictures and arrange stuff. And thank you guys for sending those in, because I really enjoyed looking at them, and I hope you guys, the rest of you guys, enjoy them as well. So, question: where does hate come from? I've been thinking about this. Where does it come from? I mean, obviously, generally it comes from fear. People hate things that they fear, and they react badly towards that. You know, they don't understand the reason that a person would be, for example, a gay person. And not understanding that scares them. They don't like what they don't understand. And I can kind of understand that, because that's sort of evolutionary. From way back, you know, when we were still barely not monkeys anymore, if there was a big question mark, something, you know, I don't know what's in those woods, and therefore something in there could eat me. Well, that's why we survived as a species, is because we were able to do that. It's not so necessary anymore that we have that, but we still do, because it's still part of our cranium. It's still part of our skull, somewhere in here. It's somewhere right in this area right there. And we still have that. So, you know, there's something we don't understand about someone, and we fear that automatically because we can't comprehend it. But I think there's another factor here, and I want you to imagine this for a second. Imagine that, you know, the world is not so nearly populated as it is now. We have over 7 billion people now. 7 billion people on the planet. I mean, that's not even, you can't even imagine 1 billion. You can't even imagine 1 million. 7 billion people. That's a lot of dudes. And imagine there's less of them. Imagine you live in a village, small village, where there's about 50 people, all right? And each one of these 50 people does something for the village. They do so that you have somebody in the village who bakes bread and pastries. And then you have somebody else in there who makes furniture, makes chairs and tables. You have another guy over here who farms. He has spices and herbs and certain things. And you have another guy over here who knows kind of a bit about medicine. And, you know, he knows how to operate on a person, a doctor and stuff like that. Yeah, and you have about 50 people around, and they each contribute something. They each know something about how, you know, to put together a little society and get along. Well, in a society like that, a small society where everybody contributes, you don't want to piss any of them off. I mean, somebody has a different opinion than you, say a bread maker, you're not going to go and flip him off and tell him he's an asshole and mistreat the guy. You're not going to be a douchebag to him, because if you do, you may not get any bread anymore. You're going to go breadless. You have no more bread, no more sandwiches for your face. No more turkey sandwiches, no more fish sandwiches, no more bologna sandwiches, no more squirrel sandwich, no more sandwiches. And so if you're in that situation, and this is the way that people used to behave, it's like, okay, I can look past some of our differences. I'm not going to instantly hate on you for some tiny little thing, because I need you and you need me. I say I'm the person who, I paint pictures. Anybody wants paintings or a self-portrait, they got to come to me. Well, they're not going to piss me off. I mean, and I'm not going to piss them off, because we have to get along here. Otherwise, we can't function as a whole group. Well, here's the thing. I think the reason that a lot of mistreatment happens to people today is because there are simply too many people. There are too many people on this planet. You can see someone on the street of your town. You could kick them in the nuts. You could call them any name you wanted to, whether or not it was justified. And it is more than likely that you will never, ever see this person again, that whatever he does, it has no bearing on your life. And even if it did, you could go somewhere else and get the same thing. There's no reason not to mistreat people because there's too damn many of them. We don't depend on each other anymore. We don't have to because somebody else there's always going to be another stranger who doesn't know you who can give you the same thing or who can provide the same service for you or who can, have the same relationship with you as the guy that you pissed off. Why not flip off a guy in traffic? You're never going to see him again. Why not do all that stuff? Well, now, is there any way, and I'm bringing this around a particular thing here, how could it be possible to even make it to where there's even more people that even matter less than that? The internet. The internet not only opens up your reach to hundreds of millions of people, maybe even billions of people, but it reduces each one of them to a name or a tag or an icon, and they're not human anymore. So that's where you have things like social justice warriors coming in and hating. Because why shouldn't they? Everyone is just a name. Everyone is just a number. There's billions of them. It doesn't matter if they piss off. It doesn't matter if they upset thousands of people. There are still billions more. Why be upset about that? And that's why, I guess the point of what I'm saying is that someone, somewhere, is always going to hate you no matter what you do. And that's a fact. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're going out and you're literally farming kelp, and that's what you do with your life so that you can feed the world. Farming kelp and giving it away to third world countries so that the people can eat because it's very efficient, vegetable or vegetable. Yeah, I think it's a vegetable. And just giving it away and living a wholesome life where you go home and put on robes and meditate. Somebody out there is going to hate you for that. Somebody is. So, the best policy is just to be who you are. Because whether or not you try to please people, people are going to hate you either way. If you try to please some of the haters, other haters are going to hate you for trying to please the other haters. It doesn't matter what you do. Just be you. Fuck the haters. This is why I always say fuck the haters. Because there's no way to please them. Don't even try. Just do what you do. Have passion for what you do. Plow through it. Concentrate on the people who enjoy what you do and who enjoy who you are. And screw anybody else who's going to hate you for whatever reason they're going to. It doesn't matter. Just be yourself. And be true to yourself. I'm going to take another little bit of break. And then, when I come back, we're going to get to the weekly beer, and we're going to talk about some upcoming things, and I got some really cool announcements to make to you guys. So I hope you enjoy that. We will be back in just a few minutes, and enjoy the new pictures. welcome back. Welcome back to the Shizzo. I know that it's a little weird, actually, the transitions and stuff, but I'm the only one doing it. I wish I had a TD for this, but I don't. I can handle it. I can do this all myself, I think. I'm pretty sure. We'll find out. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of at the same time. So, anyway, yeah, I wanted to, oh God, and somehow I scrolled that. I don't know how, but I did. Okay, there we go. We got a beer. We have a beer. Do you guys have a beer? If you don't have a beer, that's fine. You don't always have to have a beer. But I kind of like to feel like I'm drinking beers with you guys. So I'm gonna have a beer. And if you guys have, vodka or whiskey or something else, that's just fine. Or if you have nothing, if you don't want to drink, that's cool too. We're still hanging out. You in my house. Okay, I invited you into my house. And you're here in my house, in my studio. We're hanging out, okay? All right, it's all cool. You know what? You're family right now. You're everybody's family. All right, I wish I could offer you a tray of lasagna. I could make some lasagna. Do you want some lasagna? I'm gonna go make lasagna for you right now. No, I'm okay. In any case, I have a beer, and this is a beer that was me and Toast forgot to go out yesterday to get a beer for the show. So I asked my roommate, Randy, very good friend of mine. His name's Randy Godovich. He's actually the Colorado State Director of the American Atheists Association. And I said, hey, dude, forgot the beer. Could you bring one home? Just pick one that you might like and bring it home. So he did, and he gave it to me. And here it is. And it is a Hofbrau Oktoberfest. He thought it was appropriate, being as it is October. It is getting that season, that time of year. And my beer is starting to foam over there a little bit. So I'm going to try this. I've never tried this before. Looks like a light beer. It's very clear. So here we go. Let's give this a try. Okay. Oh. Huh. Okay, it is a light beer. I usually prefer darker ambers or stouts or beer with a lot of flavor. This has a more mild flavor. It's almost like it's almost like if you've ever had those piss water American beers like, Miller Lite and Bud Light and crap like that. It's almost like if you could take that flavor of beer and actually do it correctly, if there is such a thing. It does have a light beer flavor, but it's not unpleasant at all. That's very interesting. Incredibly interesting. Is Don Griffin going to give us an offer we can't refuse, says Tmax. And the answer is yeah. I'm going to give you an offer you can't refuse. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Now I can't think of one. So that's your fault. You pressured me into that. I blame you. Oh, I blame you. In any case, that's the beer for this week. Now, got a interesting announcement for you. I hope you guys will like this because I'm really excited about it. As I mentioned on the last show, DJ Ear was going to come over and we were going to record more Retromanias. Well, he did. We did that. In fact, there's a picture of us online. I should have taken it and put it on the show, but I forgot to. Of us after the recording session. Basically, this is going to get kind of nasty. He came over here. We planted ourselves in the studio, and for 12 to 15 hours a day, we just sat here and we banged out Retromania episodes. We didn't shower. We barely slept. It was like a caveman party in here by the end of it. We were unshaven, and he took a picture of us at the end of it. We looked like hell. However, in the end, we now have 40 new episodes of Retromania to release, and we're going to release them, usually probably once a week along with the old ones, and so you guys will get to see them. Unfortunately, they're not going to be kind of time sensitive. We kind of wanted that, because that's what I'm going to be doing with the normal gaming stuff. Is I don't want anything to be more than a couple weeks old, because I like to talk about current events. But in this particular case with the Retromanias, we just banged out 40 of the shows, and so those are going to be being uploaded and released as time goes on. So yeah, we have loads of new shows for you guys at this point, and we hope you guys like that. I'm proud of it. DJ Air, he went home. We were both trashed, but we were like, it feels good. We feel horrible. It felt like somebody had taken, our brains and just squeezed all of the words and funny juice out of it, and we were just sitting there like zombie after the thing. And but he flew home and he got there and he messaged me and he's like, dude, that was horrendous. It was grueling. And he's like, but it was so worth it. And that's like, yeah, it was worth it. It's totally worth it. Bouncy Root says, is 2 okay after that? I'm fine now. I'm fine. I'm good. I've had time to recover. Yeah. I'm seeing some interesting questions go up. Unfortunately, I can't answer all the questions right now, but there will be a point near the end of the show where I'm going to actually focus more on what you guys are saying down on that screen and reading your emails. And that's when we're going. Oh yeah, and Max says 621. We did not 621. We didn't 621. We kind of 310'd. It was about 310. With us, not good. We were not in good health after that, but doesn't matter because we got the work done and we feel really good about that. I mentioned, I think last show, that I was thinking about doing a Patreon. I hate the idea. I don't want to do a Patreon. I feel terrible asking for money. It's like if I could be on the street starving and I would feel terrible asking for change. I'm that way. I don't like asking for money or for help, or I don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way. I have a hard time doing it. But I think you guys have convinced me, and not just on the show, but because I've seen some of the posts that have gone by that have actually been encouraging me to do that, and you guys have made tweets that have encouraged me to go ahead and start a Patreon, and so I think I'm going to do that. And the reason that I want to do it is because I want to be able to forget about having to take time away from the studio just so I can pay bills. If I can pay the bills and sit in the studio, then, and you can ask anybody who knows me, I will sit here 24 hours a day just doing things. People's like, well, what do you do for work? It's like, well, I make videos, I write comedy, and I try to come up with new funny things and shows and things to show people. And they're like, well, okay, what do you do for fun? Well, I write comedy and I make videos, and it's the same damn thing. It's all I ever do. It's all I ever want to do is sit in here and make things for you guys that may entertain you. That's all it's my head is geared towards that. Is all I want to do. And if there was any way that I could be like, okay, there's a bill, okay, it's paid, and this bill's paid, and that bill's paid, great. I can sit here and I can continue to do that, and instead of going out and having to, what, fries with that, because that just sucks all of the life out of me. I'm dead. So, yeah, that's why I want to start a Patreon, and apparently a lot of you guys are behind that, so I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a presentation, going to get a video together, something that, kind of sums up why I want to do it and what I think the point of it is, and how it can benefit everyone. And I'm going to figure out how to work Patreon, and I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually do that. So there's that. Also, I will not be here next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but the next one. Starting Thursday, I will be in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to be there for Arizona FurCon. They've invited me out to do a performance, actually a few performances, and I'm going to get there, and we're going to do it, and I'll likely be hanging out there with Kage, and he's going to be dragging me around. I'm going to crash all his panels. I love doing that. I love crashing. He'll have a panel like, furries in the media, and I'll just walk in and just like sit down behind the table where he's sitting, and he'll look at me like, what? And I'll be like, what? And okay, and then I become one of the presenters because, he's nice to me like that. He lets me do that. I don't think anybody else would, but he does. He lets me come in. When he knows that there's a panel that I know something about, he'll let me come in and actually, speak on the subject with him. And he's actually told me before, and don't repeat this to him because he will probably deny it. But he's told me before that he that both he and I on stage individually are not as good as we are together on stage combined. And so he actually when he's doing a panel and I walk in, he usually doesn't. I usually don't have to force myself behind the table there. He usually is like, oh, good, we can bounce off of each other now, and we can make a fun show out of this. And I have to admit, we love doing that. We often will, bounce ideas off each other and make a fun show. And Kraz says, and you're going to get your soul stolen again. Yes, I am. Telephone is going to be there. I have a theory. Maybe if you take a picture of Telephone, you could steal all those souls back. Now that's a bad theory because a lot of people take pictures of her. Damn, I don't know how. I don't know. I will find a way to keep her from stealing my soul. So far, it's just been running and like a little girl from Telephone. I know one of these days she's going to get my soul. I know that. I accept that. And I would almost rather Satan have it, but no, she's going to get it. She's going to steal my soul away from Satan. And Satan's going to come up and be like, bitch, you done steal that guy's soul from me? It belonged to me. And Telephone is going to kick Satan's ass. She's going to kick his ass right back to hell. Because she's got the cute. She has the power of the cute. You can't defeat that. In any case, I'm going to take another little break here. We have another thing, another couple things that I want to talk about coming up. We have, a little bit of something that I thought about this week. That it's a good thing to think about. And then I want to talk about an experience that happened to me yesterday and how it relates to something that's happened to me just recently that I think you guys might find interesting. And in all honesty, I think it's something I think you all maybe should know. So we're going to do that. And for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to get myself ready for the next thing while you guys watch more pictures of stuff, and we will then we'll then continue. So see you in just a couple of minutes. We're back. Barely. Tmax just you just gave me an idea as I was sitting there looking at the chat that I'm absolutely going to do. And I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some little felt dots. I'm going to take some little black felt dots. And when I see Telephone again, I'm going to give her a hug. I'm going to make sure there's like a little sticky, not much, nothing that would cause damage to the suit or anything like that when she pulls it off. But little felt dots with some sticky stuff on the back. And I'm going to hug her and put those little felt dots on her eyes, on her big blank eyes. And I'm going to like give her a derp. I'm going to put them on the opposite side. I'm going to make her derp. See, because if she derps, then she can't get your soul. I think I'm going to do that. That's going to be fun. I'm going to totally do that. Oh, she's going to be so mad at me, and then then when she finally does get my soul, she's going to just torture it even more. I don't know. But until then, I can have my fun. This is going to be amazing. Oh shit, Telephone's not in here right now, is she? Sometimes Telephone comes in the channel and watches the show, so don't... Shh. I didn't say this. Did not say it. So you didn't hear this from me. So, I want to talk about another thing. And maybe it'll give you some thoughts, maybe not. Because, honestly, everything that I do, all the characters that I do, the ultimate point of all of it is to get people to think. And to the Ranting Griffin, it's more about getting people to think through just sheer, loudness, sheer shock value. And it can cause people to think. But for more intelligent folks, like you guys who are in the channel right now, you can just present ideas without being so shocking about it. And so that's what I like to do. And my husband's name is Toast, and he's a furry, and he's a rabbit, and I eat him on occasion, but he always reappears and annoys me. Perfect relationship. But Toast has a way of doing things unconventionally, we'll say. He does things in a way that aren't necessarily wrong or incorrect, but they make you look at them and go, the fuck? And the other day, he came down once again, and he's done this before with food. I don't allow Toast in the kitchen. When Toast, I cook. I'm the one who cooks. When Toast goes in the kitchen, disastrous things happen. He literally, I think, invented a new form of tear gas the other day when he was making a burger. Because I walked out, and my roommate, Randy, walked out, and we couldn't breathe without literally choking because of the combination of spices that he put on his burger. And he didn't even like the burger in the end. He had to scrape off a lot of the burger spice crust into the sink, and it didn't turn out very well. Which I'm pretty sure he thinks that, he added 2 tons of spices on it, and he didn't like it. Therefore, there apparently wasn't enough spices, so he's going to add more next time. And it just gets worse and worse all the time. And we literally couldn't breathe in the house. We were choking. He's not allowed in the kitchen. And when he is, it's usually to microwave something. So, the other day, as he's done before, he warmed up some burritos. They were frozen burritos, and he heated them up. And he brought them downstairs to eat them in a bowl with a spoon. He was eating a bowl of burritos with a spoon. Now, this isn't the only time I've seen him do this kind of thing. I've seen he just yelled from the other room. You probably didn't hear him. He just yelled from the other room. I heard that. No, you didn't. You didn't hear shit. Shut up. I've seen him eat a plate of chili. I've often, I will make fun of him. I'll be like, hey, would you like a mug of salad? Would you like would you like a carafe of steak, perhaps? Maybe you would prefer a gravy boat of souffle. But, and it's one of those things. But when you think about it, seriously, in the first place, it doesn't hurt anyone. All it does is, in a way, it challenges your perceptions of what you've been programmed is normal and not normal. There's nothing wrong in the world with eating burritos with a spoon in a bowl. There's nothing wrong with it. It works. But when somebody comes down with a bowl of burritos and eats it with a spoon, you're like, what? Well, that's where you have to go. At least that's where I go. Okay, why? Why is this strange? Why do I feel about this? Okay, it works. It's not harming anyone. So what makes me instantly go, dude, a bowl of burritos? What? What? A plate of chili? What? Why do I do that? Why do people do that? Why do people have these programmed responses? It's like, that's not usual. That's not something I've seen before. And therefore, it must be wrong in some way. But I think it's important to question yourself that way. It's important to ask your own brain questions. And I know that sounds like a weird thing, but try it sometime. Ask your own brain questions. When you see something or hear something and you feel a certain way towards it or you have a certain opinion about it, ask your brain why you have that opinion. And when he brought down the bowl of burritos, and I'm like, God, a bowl of burritos, the first thing I went was, wait a minute. Why am I adverse to that? Why is that weird to me? Well, because me and everybody I've ever known and all my experience, burritos go on a flat surface. They go on a plate. I mean, nobody's taught me that, but that's what I've always experienced. And therefore, a bowl of burritos is weird. And if that's the only reason it's weird, then there can't be anything wrong with it. Just because I I've not experienced it that way. And I think there are places that people can do that all over their lives when they look at something. In fact, I wish more people would do that, especially with the larger issues. I was mentioning before, the whole issue about, not understanding why people can be gay. No, well, you're doing this thing, and I don't understand that thing, and I apologize for doing a Southern accent there, but, facts is facts. Oh, some stereotypes is true. So, I don't know why they're doing that, but it's weird, and it shouldn't be that way because I think it's weird. Well, if they stopped and went, wait a minute, why is it weird? If they stopped for a moment to ask their own brain questions and say, why is that strange? Because it's something that I don't personally feel or personally don't relate to, well, that's not any reason that is wrong. And I think we all have to remind ourselves of that all the time, that just because we feel something. Somebody asked me a little earlier on the channel that said the bees are, they're dying off. And this is true, they are. The bees are dying. They may go extinct. I hope not. Said, you hate bees, don't you? And aren't you glad that bees are going away? No, I'm not. As a matter of fact, even with things like religion, I despise religion. But I would never want to see it die. I would like to see it get to a point where it was not a controlling force in politics in our country. I would like to see it get to a place where it's, a belief that people can practice if they want to, and they can't make laws based on what their God tells them to do for everybody else to do. That part, yeah, I'd love that, but I don't want to see any religion die. I don't want to see that. I wouldn't, even though I'm completely adverse to them, I don't want to see them wiped out, extinct. I don't. Because just because I don't agree with it or I don't like it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist on the planet. And I think that's something that that people should think about more often. And if you don't mind, I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Probably have a little more maybe I don't need any more beer. Maybe I'm done with beer for the night. I don't know. It seems like maybe I'm done. I rented this tongue, either that or the beer. The beer has had sex with this tongue, and now it can't talk anymore. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and I'm going to come back with some important, well, I don't know if they're important, but there's some thoughts that I had recently. Something happened to me yesterday that I felt was important, and it relates to somebody that I know, that I hope you guys can relate to in your own lives. So we'll talk about that, and then after that, we're going to get to your emails, and I'm going to read the chat, and you guys are going to get to ask me questions, and we're gonna hang out. So I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. I've returned. I've returned with no more beer. I drank it. I drank it while I was gone. I apologize for that. But that's okay, because I have a little bit of a story to tell you guys. And this will wind up somewhere. So stay with me on this one. Yesterday, I watch a guy named Jacksepticeye. I watch him. I enjoy his work. I usually wake up and my brain is still booting, and I will turn on Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or both usually, and I'll watch. And I'll watch them both. Yesterday, Jacksepticeye's video, he was playing a video game called The Beginner's Guide. And I was instantly interested in this game because it was made by the same person. The person who made it was made famous by making the Stanley Parable. And I don't know if you guys have ever played the Stanley Parable, but it's really, really an interesting game. Because it challenges your perception of your own choices and yourself. At first, it just seems when you start the game that it seems pointless. Seems like you're just being trolled by the game. But in the end, no matter what you try to do, you're faced with the reality that every choice you can make has already been thought of and already been planned out. And it makes you wonder if, that's the way it is in reality. And it's an interesting game. And so this guy comes up with a new game called The Beginner's Guide. And so instantly I'm on this. I start watching Jacksepticeye's playthrough of it, and I stopped at 5 minutes in. Because I had to go out. I knew I had to go out, and I had to play this game for myself. And it was... I can't tell you how genius this game is. I think that, and I've said this before, I think that video games they're the narrative of the future. They're the way we're going to tell stories in the future. And even now, but even more so in the future. And in a sense, this game was the Blair Witch Project of video games. It was the video game that it's a video game that unfortunately I can't say a lot about it, and neither can all the reviewers. If you look up reviewer stuff, they're going to be like, well, we can't say a lot about this, because it's kind of like The Sixth Sense. If you say anything about it, it spoils the thing. So you just have to experience it for yourself. Even the walkthroughs are you can't really grasp what's going on unless you play it. And I don't recommend that you go out and look anything up on it, because if you want to play this game, the less you know about it, the better. And I definitely recommend everybody plays it, because it's $8 on Steam, $8. And it is an artistic, emotional experience that I don't think has ever been made yet in video games. This is totally new. It's completely different from anything I've ever seen in video game history. And it affected me, honestly. It affected me emotionally. And it affects everyone, apparently, who plays it. It affects them emotionally. It makes them question their life. It makes them question their own existence. And it can't not, because it is a very powerful, emotional video game. So I recommend it to everyone. It's called The Beginner's Guide. And getting on from that, and this is a bit of an emotional thing for me, so I apologize. But, connecting emotions with games and human beings. A guy about apparently somebody who's been a fan of mine for decades or more, wrote to me a few months ago, and his name was Featherhoof, and he said, "Hey, I have a gaming channel, and I'd like you to watch it and see what you think about it." So I was like, "Okay, I'll do that." And because I like games, I like gaming, I like gamers, I like YouTubers, I like watching games, and so I started watching his videos. Technically, sound was very good. The capture was really good. And eventually I realized that not only was the technical end of it very good, but he was entertaining. Somehow he had this particular flow that was his own. It was kind of it is slower than some of the people that I watched, like Jacksepticeye, slower than Markiplier, but there was something about his flow that was soothing almost. And I realized he had a thing going there. But the problem was, I would look at these games, and quite often I would be the first person who saw them. I would watch some of his videos, and they would literally say no views, or 1 view, maybe 2. And I thought, well, okay, this guy's probably going to quit. He's probably going to. He's not getting any, viewers. He's not getting any feedback. He's probably going to wind up dropping out of this. And but every week I would come back, and he would have new videos, and he would be just as enthusiastic about every video, even though he was looking at his channel and seeing no views, 1 view, 2 views. He was seeing that, and still, he was putting every bit of himself into this. He was putting every bit of himself into this work. And after months of that, a couple of months of that, I thought, this. You remember a couple of weeks ago, a couple of shows ago, I told a story about a mentally ill girl who was walking around and in apparent, emotional distress, and she grabbed my hand and we walked back and forth. And apparently, all she needed was my hand, and that helped her feel better. And all I had to do was give her my hand. And that was nothing to me. It was like no effort whatsoever. But it meant the world to her. And I suddenly felt that for this guy too. He's entertaining. He's a fun guy to watch. I know there are lots of people out there who would like his videos. And he puts a lot into them, and he really cares about the people who watch him. And about, what he's trying to do for other people. And I felt the same thing. I felt, okay, if I can make a tweet or two, if I can just spend 15 seconds typing out a tweet here, then maybe, that would mean a lot to this guy. And I was thinking, because it was late at night when I made the tweet, I retweeted something that he'd made, and that video got 100 views. It was like at 2 views. It got 100 views. He went from 4 followers to 65 followers. And I was sitting and thinking, this guy, I'm wanting him to wake up in the morning and check his channel and feel appreciated. I want him to feel suddenly that everything, all the hard work he's been doing hasn't been for nothing. And interestingly enough, and I should have captured this video too. He made a vlog, in the middle of his gaming videos, where he said that's exactly what happened. He woke up one morning, there were, his followers had gone up by more than 200%. There were hits on some of his videos like he'd never imagined, and it really, really thrilled him. And I want to actually, the reason I'm saying this right now is because this guy needs some love. I want to send him as much as I can. I know there are a lot of people out there who would like his videos, who like gaming videos. He is a furry. He's in our community, and he does a very good job. And I'm going to put his link in the comment section below. And don't want people to follow him just because I say, hey, he's a furry and he needs it. Follow him. No, go over there and watch a few videos, especially his Alien series. He's doing a new Soma series right now. And if you like him, if you watch a few videos of him and you like him, please subscribe to him and give this guy some love. He really needs it. He's really doing something. He's trying to do something to, entertain everyone and from the fandom. And he needs some encouragement. So get in there and comment if you can and watch his videos because he's a lot of fun. I can't watch anything. He's doing Soma right now, and I've watched the first 3 episodes of it. I can't watch anybody else's Somas now because I'm following him, and if I watch somebody else's, then it'll spoil it. And I love watching his videos. So go over there, check it out after this show is done, and watch a few of his videos. If you like him, subscribe to him. And, he's a very nice guy. I've talked to him personally. He really is a good guy who is really just trying. He loves video games, and he wants to contribute. And sitting there and seeing his videos with no views when all I have to do is just say something about it. I can't not. I can't not do it. I have to. So yeah, check that out. And I am going to, guess what? You know what? I'm going to take another short break. I'm going to come back. I'm going to read your emails. I'm going to focus on the chat. I'm going to answer your questions. We're going to talk. We're going to hang out. We're going to do stuff. And, yeah, that's what we'll do. So I will be back just a couple of minutes. Enjoy some more of the photos. You've probably seen them before at this time. Like I said, they're going to loop. But be back in a couple. I am back. Short break. Like I said, sorry about that. It happens sometimes. Sometimes I just have to sit here and pee. Well, I would say in my pants, but since I don't wear any on the show, then I just pee my floor. It happens. No, I'm kidding about that. That does not happen. Even though it could, if you want it to. But no, I'm not doing that. Source says, so Fallout 4 for the PC is requiring 64X OS. Bit surprised they're actually excluding 32-bit. Well, There's not many 32-bit systems left around, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully they'll wind up, making it to where a lot of people can play it. First thing, this is the part where I have viewer interaction with you, and there's drawings. Some of you guys sent me drawings of stuff. You sent me your artwork. And it's like, hey, here's some artwork. Oh my, I love artwork. And look, look at this. Look at it. This was sent to me by Spaz. Spaz sent me this. This is a picture, I guess, of his character. You got some crazy eyes, bro. I'm telling you. You got them crazy eyes. I'm digging it. I like it. I like your character. He looks a little crazy, but I like him. Also, that was Spaz that sent me that. And Jonathan sent me this. The thing is, I remember this. This was from the 2 Cent Show. This was a fan art for the 2 Cent Show, and that's right here, Bark. That's me, and Bark. That's Jibba, and Bark. That's Toast. And he sent it. This is the furry train. All aboard the furry damn train. And that's pretty awesome. I wonder about me being tied up on the front of a train. I think if anything goes wrong, I'm going to be the first to know it, which kind of disturbs me a little, but oh well. These things happen. Yeah, anyway, gonna read some emails now. One from Inkster. Inkster sent an email in, says, hey, Inkster here. Wanted to ask, why did you choose to be a griffin? I don't know if been asked this before. P.S. Keep on being awesome. Bree. Yeah, well, I've been asked why a griffin before. And the answer is because I dreamed of it. I had a dream that I was a disembodied kind of point of view, and I was watching this really, 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 really old castle. It was like a time-lapse thing where you could see vines growing up the side, and you could see it crumbling slowly. It's like, over thousands of years. And there were a bunch of griffin statues around. And this was a weird dream because I was just floating and watching this. And suddenly, one of the griffins, the statues, goes whoop, and it just sort of fades into color and it opens its eyes. And it said 2. And I woke up like, what? What the balls was that? And I had that 2 echoing in my head. And at the time in my life, I had a lot of artistic visions and a lot of ideas, but I didn't know where to focus them. And the idea of a character of a thing that had been around for thousands of years, but just opened its eyes and looked at things like they were brand new, that gave me a direction. I thought, why can't I do that? Why can't I just tomorrow just wipe my brain and pretend like this is the first day I stepped on Earth and just report what I see? Talk about what I'm seeing. And that's what I did, and I chose the character of Griffin, and I named him 2. That's how 2 Griffin happened. So, don't know. Oh, Bree! I see a lot of Brees out there. A lot of believers. A lot of believers in Great Giraffe. Great Giraffe is always watching you. Great Giraffe is always watching. He's always here watching you. You see, he's watching me right now. Great Giraffe, right here. This is a present that was given to me at Anthrocon. You've probably seen it online, the Great Giraffe little sermon that I did there. Well, the next day at the charity show, a guy came up and just went bloop and dropped this on the table, and I assumed he was trying to prompt me into doing some Great Giraffe stuff, which I did. But then after the show, because a lot of people left stuff on the table up there, after the show, we were giving people their stuff back, and I was looking for the guy to give this back to him, and he was gone. So I assume he either forgot it or it was meant for me. So I have a Great Giraffe. Bree. So there's that. Next email from an anonymous person. They didn't sign their name. Greetings from New Zealand. Hello. I've been to Auckland. It's very pretty. Loving the Beercast. It's nice to see more personal side of you on camera. Don't say that. No, it's not. I'm terrible. Some stories so far. Looking forward to more. No pressure. You say you like New Zealand beer. Find a way for me to get some to you, and I'd be put together a selection of craft beers to throw your way. As for the Patreon idea, I say shut up and take my money. Generally speaking, the people who are reluctant to accept payment for the ones that deserve it the most. To tartar us with the unwilling to part with the latte a month to support the creators that keep them entertained. Thank you so much. Keep doing your thing, he says. Or she, yeah, he or she is anonymous. Thank you very much for that sentiment. I like I said, I don't like asking for accepting money from people. I just don't. But if in the end it will make people more happy if I make things for them, then I guess that's for the greater good. I don't know. So I've been convinced. I'm convinced. I will start it up. Anyway, yeah, as for the beer in New Zealand, one particular, no, wait, that's an Australian beer. I do like New Zealand beer, had plenty of it in Australia mainly, but yeah, it's good stuff. My favorite stuff down there, though, is Lick Beer. It's an alcoholic ginger beer. It's amazing. That stuff is so good. Anyway, next letter's from Allison Davion. It says, Dear 2 Griffin, I'm greatly enjoying the Beercast. I'm glad you are. I had a few ideas for the Halloween season. I would like to see you braving some of the haunted houses. Beyond that, I will have my eye out to meet you finally. Sorry for the creeper talk. I'm so sorry. No, there's nothing wrong with meeting me. I'm fine with that. I've always wanted to hang out with the Griffin and crew because you from dark places in my teen. And crew because you from dark places in my teens. I'm assuming that means that I helped you in some way in your past. Thank you for being there for me without even knowing. Well, you're very welcome. It's something I'm very happy to have been able to do. And yeah, I don't mind. I mean, it's not creeper talk to say, hey, I want to meet you. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to come up. I'd like to talk to you. That's not creeper talk. You know, it's when you're like, hey, what color underwear do you have on? That's a little bit. It's embarrassing, and it scares me. So don't do that. Anyway, I got that's all the emails for this week. Guys, send in more if you want to. I'm going to talk to you guys now. And I know this won't hit you guys until 30 seconds after I said it. So start asking your questions now, and here in just a short amount of time, hopefully, I'll get them and I'll start reading them. And Tyro says Aussie beer is sweet unless it's Victoria bitter, then it's not sweet at all. Or unless it's quadruple X, not sweet at all. Hey, too, when you start a Patreon, will you please do a $100 pledge for a Skype call with you? I can do that. That's something that I would like to do. Something where we could just hang out, not as, celebrity to person, but just hang out as people. I could do that. I could definitely do that. Speaking of creepers, do you still play Minecraft? I haven't played it in a while. I've been busy doing other things. But I do enjoy the game. I really like the game, and I may go back onto it one of these days and have a Minecraft stint. They happen sometimes. I don't know why. Hey, Marco Yoshida is here. Mouse. He's one of my Minecraft buddies. He's one of the guys I played Minecraft with on the server. 2, do you still have the B plushie from the old 2 cents? I have everything. I have everything that everybody's ever given me as a gift. I have all of it. I've never tossed any of it. Why would I? Of course I do. Have you ever heard the song Skullfire? No, I have not. Let's see here. Are you going to eat the black burger from Burger King? Says Sabad on Venitz. I want to. I love A1 sauce, and apparently they put A1 sauce somehow in the bread. So yeah, I would love to try that. I have seen that, and I want it. I'm going to eat it. It's going to be good. Let's see. 2. Did Toast do the asset program to get into Ford? I'm currently going through it, and it's hard. Also, are you a car guy? I'm not a car guy. I think of cars as just a normal machine that people use, like a toaster, a microwave, or a television set. And as long as it works, I'm good. Toast, however, is a severe car guy. He's always talking about cars. He's always talking about mechanics, and his head is just geared for that. I don't know if he had to take any kind of test to get in to Ford. He's doing Ford training right now, and he's doing pretty well for it. The company is actually, they really do take care of their workers. They're very good to their employees. And I have to say, it's been really impressive to me. 2, something you should do with this. When you go to cons, record some funny clips with Kage or telephone and use those for break clips too. That's not a bad idea. Vorio Sabre says that, and that's not a bad idea at all. 2, say Kraftwerk. You thought I was going to fail that, didn't you? Kraftwerk. No, I know. No, it's Kraftwerk. I know how to say this. That was from Jackie Foxbutt, by the way. Bouncy Roo says 2. You should decorate your studio with all the old 2-cent stuff you still have. Also, not a bad idea. I would have to have shelves. There's so many things that you guys have sent me over the years that I really love, and I kind of actually really should put up a shelf with just all of the things that I've gotten, just so I can came and look at them every time I walk into the studio. Swift says 2, Sega Genesis or Super NES? Sega Genesis. Yeah, I know they had less colors, but they made better use of them, and the sound was better. And plus their games, they didn't censor their games. I mean, come on. Mortal Kombat, no blood, what? Nintendo, come on. Okay. So, Tristam Wolf, who sent us a lot of lovely pictures, says, 2, what do you want pictures of for the next Beercast? Fall. Pictures of fall, pictures of falling leaves, pictures of just what makes you think of autumn. And I'll put those up because it's a good time for it. You know, it's going to be a fall show, and so we should look at that. Swift says, "My man, that's what I had growing up. Kraftwerk, ja. Es ist gut. Aber ich sprechen Sie etwas Deutsch und es schlecht. Ist nicht gut. Sorry, that's for the Germans in the audience. Oh, Jackie Foxbutt actually might be from Germany. Hey, 2, do you have a P.O. box where we can send you stuff? No, I want one, though. I want to get one. I really, really, really do. Because I know you guys want to send me stuff, and I want to get the stuff and show it to you guys. I want to show it to so I can unbox it, and I want to have unboxing videos. I love unboxing videos. I want to be able to. We're going to. Ooh, the tape is very sticky. Oh, I will just the box, lovely box. Oh, look at the packing material. Oh, the peanuts. Oh, and what is this we have in here? It's a thing. I want to be able to do that because that would be cool. That would be neat. 2, on your old Sense show, says Bouncy Roo, you made it an assignment to write Arabic letters on paper on a plane, and you said you would do it for sure. Did you? I did. Nobody got in trouble. I kind of thought the idea was at the time, and it was closer to 9/11, the original 9/11. I wanted to take and print off on a piece of paper an outlined image of an airplane with the Arabic words, the Arabic phrase for "Have a nice trip." Have a nice journey. I wanted to fold them up and put them in the seat back pocket, and I wanted to see if that would ground any flights. I wanted to see if, just by virtue of a person picking up a piece of paper with Arabic language on it in a plane, if that would cause enough panic to land a plane. Because if you'd written it in Japanese or Spanish or German or any other language, nobody would pay any mind. But Arabic, I wanted to see if people were so prejudiced. I did it a couple of times, and nothing came of it, thankfully. Nobody else did it, though. Well, at least not that I know of. 2, what are you going to be for Halloween? In my house? Alive? Working? I don't know. I'm not going to go out for Halloween, I don't think. That's that one that doesn't, it doesn't particularly thrill me anymore. It's kind of for kids. I want to test your powers of opposites too, says Kazo Raccoon. What's the opposite of yourself? The opposite of me would be a meteor composed mostly of iron in the Kuiper Belt. That would be the opposite of me. Hang on just a minute. Sorry, there was something sticky on my fingers there. I wanted to get rid of it. Would you ever wear a fursuit too, says Tyrell. I have worn fursuits. I still continue to wear fursuits. I put on a fursuit in one of my DVDs on comedy, and I put it on stage in the middle of about 5,000 people. So yeah, I do when I can. I don't own any of them. Kind of borrow them. But yeah, I do wear fursuits. I love to wear fursuits. They're fun. They give you a chance to break out of yourself and be somebody that you don't normally get to be, which is amazing and fun and awesome. 2, if someone made you a fursuit, would you wear it? That depends highly on the fursuit. If you made me some, if somebody sent me some fursuit that was like butt ugly and had a huge, dong and a SP, I don't think I would. But if it was a decent fursuit and it looked good, and yeah, sure, I'd wear it. I would wear it. 2, what's up with the lump? Oh, you mean this thing on top of my shoulders? It's just there to shit. I just spew words with this lump. This is my word lump. I spew words with it. Hang on. I'm gonna get my other beer. This is my other beer. That was the other beer. It was vodka. I'm sorry. 2, have you ever used a selfie stick? If not, would you? I have used a selfie stick. And boy, was that person walking funny the next day. Wow, you should have seen that. 2, the Randy Griffin Angel Dragon fursuit. I could do that. I would totally learn to squeak. Could totally handle it. In any case, 2, the lump, as in the guy who came in your house and lumped on, the Narvacube bouncy. Oof. You've been following me for a while. Ever since that lump came and left, we don't know where the hell he went. We have no contact with him since then, so we have no idea. Jack Jackie says a great product placement. I must have had the label right to the... Sorry. Didn't mean to promote anything there. Anyway, you guys, it's always great to hang out with you guys. Don't forget, the email address to send things to this channel is tobeercast@gmail.com. Send more pictures. Love the pictures. Send them to me, and I will put them on the show. And do not forget, please, let's send a wave. Right now, Featherhoof has gone off, and he is at I think a cousin's wedding. When he gets back, let's let him plop down at his computer and see like a few hundred followers at least. I mean, just let's blow his mind. Let's again back to the the holding the hand thing. All you got to do is click a little. You have to click one thing, and it could make this guy's entire freaking year. So, and watch his videos. He's good. He's fun. So don't forget about Featherhoof. And for now, I'm going to take off. I will see you guys again in the future, probably in a couple of weeks. Obviously can't do it next week, as I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys there. Oh, by the way, keyword. I always like to give a keyword. Let's see. Keyword is, what? Corkscrew. Okay? Remember that. If you in the channel happen to be at Arizona FurCon and you come up to see me, say the word corkscrew. And I'll be like, dude, you were in the channel. And you get a big hug. You win a big hug from me. So, not like you wouldn't get one if you just asked. But if you say corkscrew, I'll know you were in the channel. I know you were watching. So, don't forget that word. This weekend, Phoenix. That word, corkscrew. Come watch my shows. Come watch Kage's shows. We're going to have a lot of fun over there. And then after I get back, there's going to be more stuff. There's going to be, it's going to be a lot of video gaming going on. And more rants. May even release the first rant on this show at that point. So, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for showing up. I hope the show helped you out. I hope you guys feel good. And remember, one more day, Friday, and then weekend. We can all chill out. It's good. And loved hanging out with you guys tonight. And I will totally scratch my ear, because it feels better. Because nothing feels better. Oh, have you ever had a Q-tip in your ear? Just ear sex. So I'm going to do that here in a minute. I'm not going to do it on the show. That'd be gross. So I will. I'll see you guys again. Have a good night, everybody, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace out. Later.